Love smarter, not harder. Today's question, it's a little bit longer, so I'll stop along the way and share some thoughts. I started speaking with a man at the end of April. We got on so well and often spoke for a few hours at a time. We lost touch after 3 weeks, which hurt, but I picked myself up and I moved on. It turns out that he became ill and ended up in the hospital for a few weeks, which is why we lost touch. I didn't know he was in the hospital. Our communication just went dead one day, and he lost his phone. He realized we were connected on Instagram in late July. I never post much and he isn't very active, so I can see why it's taken him a while to find me. Anyway, we've slowly built up a connection again, slowly, as I'm so busy at work and I wasn't sure how I felt about him being back initially. He talks like he thinks of me as his girlfriend, but we still haven't gone on a date yet. We had one loosely planned last weekend, but it didn't happen. I had other plans anyway, but I was upset and we both agreed our communication wasn't great. So right there, 3 weeks of really great conversation in April, then he totally ghosts. Then he comes back in July and you build up a connection and you have a date planned and you don't mention what happened. Like, did he stand you up? Did he text a couple hours beforehand and say he can't make it? Like, you're not clear on what happened, but you're definitely feeling a lot of frustration. You felt frustration in April when he ghosted and you're feeling frustrations now. And this is for someone you still have yet to lay eyes on. So that's a little concerning to me. We have a date planned for this weekend, but I don't feel I want to pressure him as he's having trouble with his 21-year-old stepson who went AWOL for a few days, so he's sick with worry. It also took him until this week to tell me he has a son who's 20. He said he was scared as to how I'd react, as it puts many women off, apparently. So I'm aware he wasn't honest with me, but I get it. And I don't get it. I don't know why you keep the fact that you have kids hidden. People have children, they get divorced, they move on to new relationships, and the fact that they have a 21-year-old stepson and a 20-year-old son, I don't know what the secrecy is about. And I don't know how old you are unless it's that you're not much older than his kids, and that might put women off. If he's trying to date women who are just a couple years older than his kids, that could feel a little creepy to some. So I don't know, but maybe that's what's going on. And I don't understand why you have a date planned, but then you're saying you don't want to put pressure on him. If he asks you out for a date, then he can handle the date plus the stepson situation. So it seems like you're really trying to protect him, and I'm not sure why. I mean, you're definitely, I sense you're making excuses for him a lot. You're like, you get why he wasn't honest with you. You get why he ghosted you because he was sick in the hospital, even though I would imagine if he lost his phone, I mean, I guess if he lost his phone, he lost his phone. But I mean, people tend to contact people that they want to connect with. And, you know, you're like, oh, and I wasn't on Instagram that much and neither is he. You know, I just feel like you're making excuses for him, like I said. So I don't like that. You say he's not flush at the moment as his work is impacted from COVID, although I know he still wants to take me out as soon as he has cash, even just a simple walk and a drink date. I mean, a simple walk doesn't cost any money. So once again, I hear you making excuses for him. And, you know, if he's got drama with his stepson and he's not got enough money right now, maybe he really isn't in a position to be dating right now, which kind of is what's happening, really, when we think about it. I mean, you're talking here and there, but you're not dating because you haven't been able to see each other face to face. So, I mean, maybe, you know, Maya Angelou comes to mind. You know, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. I think he's showing you who he is, that he's just really not in a space to be dating. But he apparently likes you and likes having this kind of person to talk on the phone with here and there. I feel like there could always be something going on in his life, a drama, if you like. And I understand how stressed he is because of the stepson situation. I'm just unsure how to handle it or approach it. I agree with you. I think this is someone who there would always be drama. I mean, that's essentially, again, he's showing you his life, and it seems to have a lot of things going on. I've said I'm here if he needs to talk, but I'm getting on with my life in the meantime. That's great. Absolutely. He always rings me when he says he will, and our communication is pretty good, aside from the 2-month gap and the date planning. Those are kind of big issues. So I don't know that your communication is that great because, like I said, those are some pretty big disruptions in communication. I'm still talking to other guys, and I have been asked out on other dates. He said to me that he hasn't been on any dating sites since we got back in touch. I know I need to protect myself, and I'm trying, but not many compared to the instant connection I felt with him. So that concerns me a little bit because you feel this very strong connection to someone who's been very inconsistent, has withheld information from you, has broken dates at the last minute. So he's pretty emotionally unavailable. He's physically unavailable because you have yet to lay eyes on him. So I'm concerned what it is about that you feel that that's such a pull to you. So I think this is a really good opportunity for you to ask yourself what is attractive about someone who's emotionally unavailable. And it may be that you're also not ready to date, really. Maybe you like this because it's just enough connection, but it's not going to require a whole lot from you emotionally. And maybe that's protective because you are also not really ready for a true relationship. And that's fine. But I really think this is an opportunity to ask yourself, why am I drawn to someone who's been so inconsistent and really not there for me? She says, I know actions and words need to align, and I will make myself go on other dates. I'm just unsure how long to leave it before I fully walk away. I need to feel like a priority, and I do partly as he always calls, even when he's had a really bad day, but I can't move forward in whichever direction until we've met in person. I feel confused and conflicted as the timing seems off. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I agree. I think the timing's off, or he's not available, or you're not available. And I absolutely concur. Keep pursuing other people. And maybe more importantly, take this time to really look within. I would want to recommend my podcast episode with Ken Page, LCSW, the author of Deeper Dating. I think that book would be really helpful for you right now. I just think this is a time for you to look within. And I think that'd be the strongest recommendation I have for you right now. I hope that's helpful.